What is up, everyone? Welcome to Mechs on Deck. It is Tuesday,
It's Tuesday.
April
This is in
6th.
fact Tuesday.
We were talking about how this is the first time we've streamed on our normal stream day after like a long stream. Obviously, we appreciate everyone coming and hanging out with us Saturday. That was a lot of fun. Really happy that everyone hung out with us. But yeah, it is a little weird to like be on stream after doing a longer one.
Yeah, it was fun. Anyone who's here, giveaways, working on it. Got making like a daily trip to USPS after every day at work. I'm just like, all right, well, I'll have to USPS for my daily stop. I got another one tomorrow. Unless you want a desk mat, everything should be out by tomorrow. Desk mat winners, I'm still figuring out to get the boxes because that's awkward, and I've reached out to everyone that did win a desk mat. So Jindal TV, what's up? What's up? Wasn't trying to say, but hey, there it is. Congrats on the gifted sub. I just realized, look at those M's. I gotta do something about that.
Oh yeah, I didn't even think about those.
You gotta Jinly. Jinly Queen, where are you? Yeah, Saturday was a lot of fun. Got to, we reached all of our goals. So thank you to that. We got the new horn up. The old one is going in the garbage. Hopefully no one steals it. So, but no, it was a good time. How are you, man? How was your Tuesday?
Dude, it's been good. Monday was crazy at work. It was the last day of the sale that we were running, so it was a little bit nuts. But today was a lot more chill, so it was nice. But I do kind of already miss the craziness because it makes the day go by much faster. But
yeah.
But no, it was good. What about you? How's the week going so far?
It's moving. We're still doing our standardized testing, so it's a very slow grind, and entertaining children is tough. But I have a funny story. So,
okay.
One of my kids, for those who don't know, I work with special needs kids. One of my kids comes up and goes, Are you married, or do you have a girlfriend? I was like, no, I'm married. And they're like, ugh, what? And then this other girl's like, wait, you? I was like, what's that supposed to mean?
Am I getting shit by a 7-year-old?
Yeah, exactly. CF Canner, who I work for and with, she was there. She's like, what do you mean? And I was like I'm married. And they're like, but you don't have a girlfriend? I'm like, no, like girl. They're like, what's the difference? And I was like, well, like married is like it's more official, right? There's legal documents that are involved, and you have a wedding. And he said, but you haven't kissed her. I was like, yeah, I've kissed my wife, and that caused them to lose their fucking shit. And then another kid goes, so you have a girlfriend and a wife? And I was like, nope.
Definitely not.
Nope. Stop. Let me explain, because I don't want you going home to your mom and saying, I found out today Mr. Dave has a girlfriend and a wife.
Good Lord. I was like, man, that brings up so many questions about like what's going on at home. Like, is like their mom or dad like totally trying to normalize their
I'm trying to make sure there's not emails being sent being like, one of your coworkers or one of your employees has a wife and a girl. Like, what? Because it was a highlight of my morning was that, and one of our morning meeting questions. I was like, what do you want to be when you grow up? And this little boy raised his hands and goes, he goes, I want to be a man. I was like, that is an achievable goal.
True. That's better than like a fire truck. Not a fireman, exactly. A fire truck. You know?
I want to be a fire truck. All right. So yeah, I mean, other than that, I mean, my day is my day. It's they're long days this week, but we'll get through it. Quick shout out to our awesome sponsors and partners with our biggest lit. The morning meeting questions or answers were fire this morning, but we have some awesome sponsors with. Whoa, you threw me off. Whoa.
Oh, the sponsors one didn't go.
Omni-Type, Project Keyboards, Kinetic Labs, and Canon Keys, as well as Zap Cables, HypeBeast, Smith & Rune, and 3D Keys at the partners. So we will hear more from them later. Starting off, and I actually did something I usually don't do, mainly because what I've been using this week is the last few days have been different. But what is on your desk, and did you get any mail?
Yeah, so no mail, but I did change it up. I've been using the iron basically since I finished building it, but I changed it up, swapped back over to the other 65 back on the Bower right now. So the Bower with mauves in a palm plate. Yeah, I love this board. It feels good, sounds good. I am thoroughly considering just yanking the switches out and switching them out for some lavenders, because I think those would be a little bit better in the board.
Sound better.
Yeah, absolutely sound better. So contemplating that, we'll probably end up doing that. Plus, I really want to try, the 63.5 gram long boy springs from Kinetic Labs. So yeah, it's a great board. It's a Bower, right? Like, it's a Bower.
It's a Bower. It's one of the best boards in the hobby.
What about you, Chewy? What's on? What's
over
yonder?
No mail. More on that later, though. I should have some fun mail soon. I have the Crown. I put this on my desk today. 98 gram. Yes, 98 gram. Thick boy springs. I love it. You guys seen me use it before. No, it's just I was on a bunch of tactiles. It's like, because I only have this as this is my other linear. I usually use linears at work. That's not like there's not a big reason behind it. It's just typically my OSA stays at work, but my OSA is unbuilt. Yeah, Botanical does look amazing on this board. But no, I used the iron, the PC iron, up until literally like a couple hours ago, and I was like, okay, all right, Vox, I'll send it back. I do enjoy it. Irons are great boards, so I used it until this afternoon when I boxed it up, and it's going out with the rest of the shipments tomorrow. So yes, I did in fact use a 65%, but again, I did not purchase it, and it wasn't mine. So although Vox is he's doing everything he can, our DMs are quite aggressive.
He's trying to convert you, trying to get
he's
you
trying
on
to
the
convert
65
me.
train.
I was like, I keep telling him, I was like, it's never gonna happen because I refuse to let Eric win.
So I went and I dropped some stuff off at Chewy's place yesterday, and I sat down and tried it out, and so I was like, how did it feel? Wake up and use a 65% this morning? Because I just had to get a little
it's
jab
always
in.
always the jabs. It's where a good board is a good board. It is a purchase rule. I suggest everyone find at least one of a board that they're like, I don't like this no matter what, or I won't buy it. And it'll save you money, because the amount of 65s that come out, I'm like, all right, more money in my pocket. So
True. That's easy.
40%. So we got some spice today. We got some spice. We've got our bracket, and we have the new month for Artisan April. We've got a lot to talk about tonight. So guys, if you have pictures, or if you're sitting there and you want to take some pictures, tonight is the first night of Artisan April. So you're gonna put your Artisan caps on your boards. Show them off. Doesn't have to look good. They can be subtle. It can be one cap. The rule is it has to have at least one Artisan mounted on the board. That's it.
Yeah, we've already got a
couple solid fucking pictures. So that's easy, 40%. So but other than that, let's dive into it. So first and foremost, let's talk about SA Godspeed. For those who don't know, I have been waiting for SA Godspeed for a minute.
Just a
A
few
couple
minutes.
minutes, just a few
Yeah.
minutes. If who let's go back a few years. I discovered Eric and I kind of discovered the subreddit of our mechanical keyboards at a very similar time, but mine was he dove into it, way before me, 6 or 7 months before me. He dove into it. I just observed from afar, but I really, really liked a picture, and it was a picture. I can't remember the board, but it had SA Godspeed on it. I was like, that looks amazing. I love that color combination. And seeing that pop up more and more, that's kind of slowly. And then SA Lime was the other big one, where I was like, SA Lime looks fantastic. So really, those two sets are kind of iconic in my keyboard life. They ran. SA Godspeed ran February of 2020 and delivered some in August, September. Now let's talk about boxes. So there was a decision. In short, I have a very good friend. I was low on cash and it was wrapping up right before a pay period. And I said, hey man, can you buy this? I get paid in 3 days. He said, absolutely. I was very, very fortunate to have him there. Paid him back 3 days later. All Gucci. They sent out an email that said you can either have them sent in boxes or you can wait, or you can have them sent in bags now, or you can wait and send them in boxes. For these fancy boxes, it should only be like maybe 1 or 2 more months. So, for those who don't know me, I don't like boxes.
Yeah, your bags anyway, like
bags all the way, baby. So we chose bags, but somehow it got marked as boxes. So first meme against me. So Langlandia receives his SA Godspeed, and I'm sitting there patiently waiting. And that was late April or late August, early September. Can't remember exactly.
a while ago.
A hot minute. So today, either yesterday or today, in the last 2 days, it has come out that they're no longer going to ship them in boxes. They have abandoned the box idea because for some reason, boxes would take another 6 months to put them in. I don't know. I'm not taking a stab at Mito. I'm not taking a stab at SA or Drop. Or it's not SA, but SP or Drop. But like, what? What? So, needless to say, I should, in theory, be receiving SA Godspeed in bags soon, 7 months late. I don't know what the whole deal is. Mito was trying to create a better unboxing experience. I can understand the desire to create a better unboxing experience, but come the fuck on.
Yeah, I mean, the post, I will go out and agree. No one wants an additional 6-month wait in exchange for a piece of cardboard. We've been very pro piece of cardboard for lots of things. You know, we think we are fans of nice packaging, but packaging shouldn't equal to that long of an extension. You know, if we were talking about something like
Thank you, Doubleday.
Yeah, we like good packaging here.
We like a good package here, man.
But like, if we were talking about something where it was like a keyboard, like the Kepler came with that super nice Pelican case, something like that, where it was like a considerable portion of the actual cost of the board. You know, those cases are expensive. That's different, right? Like that's a different story.
Yeah.
You know, I'm buying an $800 board, and they say it's going to come with a Pelican case. I'm going to expect a Pelican case.
Yeah.
$100 keycap set, not gonna care if you ship it in plastic bags or cardboard. Like, they're one and the same to me at this point, especially 6 months later.
And you can't like, I understand the people that there were people upset when GMK changed their boxes, not because of them liking one versus the other, but because it's different, right? They're like, oh, I don't like that now it's going to be like uneven. Now I can't store them as appropriately as I want to. Fair points, absolutely. We're all entitled to store our products the way that we would like. But this is SP. That there was never like a GMK box. And so SP was always just shipped in bags. I don't it's just baffling. I don't understand where the 6 months is coming from. I don't get it. I'm glad they're shipping it out, but it just kind of reiterates to me, like, it's at what point does the unboxing experience get in the way of you being happy when your product arrives? Because 6 months
Yeah.
to me, 6 months is definitely that line.
Well, and I also like kind of feel bad for Mito and, everyone who basically had spent time to create. Like I'm not 100% sure. I don't know if there was actually going to be, if it was going to be similar to GMK where it like actually had an unboxing like experience. Like,
Rose and yeah.
yeah, like I feel bad that he's not able to present it in that way because I'm sure that he was expecting that. And there are people who are expecting that experience, and it sucks that they're not going to get that. But yeah, 6 months of wait time for that. I would think a good majority of people are going to be perfectly okay with getting their caps versus waiting another half of a year to just
Yeah.
get the same caps in rows in a box.
It's
So
a good friend of ours, a good in real life friend. What are those IRL friends?
Dude.
Those don't exist. But Tarusen, a good friend of the channel and good friend in person, he talks about the Uni 660, which was the split 60. It was you can put them close together or split them apart. 65%. You could, they said like, oh, we're delaying it 1 month because we wanted to offer you a bag, like a nice, like not a carrying case, but like a foam padded bag,
like a pouch.
Yeah, like a pouch. And he was like, I was perfectly happy waiting 1 month because I was getting something else.
Right.
And to
that
me,
adds value.
that adds value, and that's because that's something now I can carry this around. It's a 2-piece keyboard that's hard to just throw in a bag.
Yeah.
Um, and keyboard bags are different because that even stores the keycaps too. Like I'm not taking my box of keycaps with me wherever I go, because I don't take if I'm throwing something in a storage bag or a storage container, I'm not, look at these. That's perfectly great. Ooh, you got them out of, that's the Bakaneko and the iron that's going out. Like if someone, if I was ordering the Bakaneko and they're like, hey, we need 1 more month to get the bag. Hell yeah, I'm waiting another month to get the bag.
Yeah.
But
yeah, there's also like an expectation of like when that is offered that you're part of what you're paying is for that. Whereas with keycaps, it's not as much like, it's almost like an expectation. Like if GMK said, we're going to reduce the price by $1 and we're just going to ship everything in a bag, I don't think anyone would really care, especially with the overall
be a lot cheaper
consensus
in shipping.
of the new trays. But I don't know. I mean, there is something nice to opening, even now with the trays that kind of suck. As long as they're not like all jumbled up and fucked up. It is nice to open that up and get that nice reveal and see
Like, ooh,
everything presented to you in a cool way.
I do miss unsleeving the old GMK because they were all there.
Yeah.
And you could like take the shit and you could see it from the outside. You didn't have to like take anything, and you could see it. I do miss those days, but I mean, I still toss the caps, right? It was just, I like GMK Modern Dolce and GMK Peaches and Cream are the two sets that I distinctly remember pulling that off and being like, fuck yes.
One Drunk Man is 100% correct. Do not miss those white pegs. And then in turn, the little bits of white plastic that get shed off whenever you're trying to plug and unplug it because it doesn't go back correctly. Those were awful.
Double take. I love it.
Oh my gosh.
So there's the update. Hopefully I get SA Godspeed. It's going on my Saturn 60. That should be coming here in the next probably 6 weeks. I think that's going to be a really cool like novelty build. I'm definitely going to put it somewhere over here. I might get some of these like hanger posts and just hang it because it's got a handle, but it's also 7 pounds, so that might be a bit. Maybe there's a stud like right here.
Yeah.
Hopefully there's a stud. I'm doing this awkwardly. There we go. A stud this way. That I could just hang it off. So yeah, there's that. What do you want to talk about next? Because we still got Spice. Because we have the main event.
Let's do
we also have
the
gender reveal.
The
EPBT
literal
gender
children
reveal.
set. Also, Kinix just called you a stud.
Hey, thank you.
Also, Ozzy, I don't know of any other sets that were from SA that have been shipped in a box.
No,
Maybe
he kind of tooted the like it's the first one from SP at least.
Well, I know there's been other SP sets that have come in a box. Like I know the Norbauer ones have.
No, that's fair.
SA Phantom came in a box, I guess. Yeah, that was private, so that wasn't like 100% public. But yeah, for sure. I don't know of many, but there is a new PBT set that is kind of hilarious,
unique,
and really an interesting decision by a vendor that I know you enjoyed for quite some time, but has kind of fallen off, I think.
This decision well, they got hit hard by COVID.
Right, but they've never caught back, at least in my opinion, from looking at vendors. They've been kind of pushed to the wayside, and this might push them further.
Further. So yeah, I'll call it EP or not EP, but just PBT gender reveal, because we have to label items with genders. I don't get it. So this is what PBT childhood key set. It's kind of got that. Yeah. So.
Yeah. Oh my God! What?
So, yes. First and foremost, there's a lot of decisions on. There's assumptions that can be made, right? The pink and blue. Okay. Well, people associate those colors with certain genders. As a just for the colors as a key set, it's kind of that like, we're going on the hype of the dual color. It's got the legends on one side and the other that match the modifiers. So it's going for that overall theme of, let's split the colors, but the novelties are questionable.
It's just, it's not even necessarily the novelties themselves, it's the sum of the parts.
Yeah.
Right? It's the name of EPBT childhood and then the description of this PBT childhood set.
Is it EPBT or just PBT?
PBT. This PBT childhood set is a clean set featuring a pink and blue colorway that is split between left and right halves for layout. This childhood keycap set gets its name from the included novelty caps, which feature a variety of icons from things you would encounter when growing up. And then it's got things that it's one of those deals when it's like timing, right? Timing right now, not necessarily the best time to do something like this.
One, to me, it reminds me of a gender reveal party, which just burned down a third of California.
And 2 people died in a gender reveal like last week. They were in a plane and the plane crashed in the water. So that happened. So
good job, humans. Good job, human race.
But why? Why are we doing this?
So let's, before we talk about the sexist undertones, let's talk about IP infringement, because we'll get into that here in just a moment. There's a Nintendo Switch on the cap. That's not even like game controller. Yeah, that's like whatever. I think it's basically a Super Nintendo game controller.
It is,
but that's more generic looking, whatever game controller. I don't know why we needed 2 game controllers, first and foremost. And why you just put a switch? Like,
I mean, this is a literal, that is the
those are
logo
the
for
Joy-Con.
the Switch.
Yeah.
Like that is
That
100% the logo. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know why you do that. I understand what they're going for. And I think that this could very well have been fun and innocent if it just didn't put all these things together to make
I don't
something where you're like, this is kind of messed up, you know?
yeah, because I really don't. We'll talk about the sexist thing, which it doesn't even make sense. They put a graduation cap, but they specifically put that one on the blue cap,
Right.
which one, what childhood? You're 18. Typically, a lot of people are 18 when they graduate. So you're kind of out of your childhood when you graduate. Two, are you implying that women can't graduate or don't graduate? And three, like what?
I also think it's hilarious that so they don't repeat any of the novelties on the blue caps, like within blue, but they
Mhm.
repeat on the pink caps the like
Duck
I almost
rocking
said
chair thing.
baby carriage.
I mean, it is
What
a,
is
a
the stroller?
carriage
That's what
stroller. There it
that's
is.
the word for it. As if you can't tell, we don't have children. Um, but they put the stroller twice in pink because they couldn't find out something else to put in pink, which is
Yeah,
also an issue. And
I
apparently there are no female dogs.
yeah.
There's
There are no
only
female
male
dogs,
dogs.
and there are no male cats. Um, Only guys play video games. Apparently, there are no such thing as gamer girls, especially on Twitch. Don't look because there are no such thing. Um, there, there's so much going on. I just like we were talking about this before stream. How did this pass?
Well, it's like it's one of those things. I wholeheartedly understand that it's really like in the grand scheme of the world, right? And everything that's happening, things that are going on, and some of the other stuff that we're going to talk about tonight. This is not really like this is not a monumental issue within necessarily the hobby, right? Like it's not very obvious intention to try to be sexist, or it's like more, I guess, undertones, but it's still a
Yeah,
problem. It's like, how did you not think that this would be an issue? Like,
yeah,
how did you
like
not look at this and say, maybe we should just not,
yeah,
or maybe
maybe
we should just not call it PBT childhood? If they named it something different that just didn't like make those connections, I feel like you could probably have gotten away with some of this stuff.
or at least gone more under the radar.
Right.
Um, I mean, the best thing you can do is not buy it. Um, like to,
Dude, this makes me not want to support One Up.
no, I know, which sucks because that was the best place to get Zeal switches. Um, because it's free shipping in America, but I haven't bought from One Up in a hot minute. I haven't bought Zelio switches in a hot minute. Um, I'm comfortable going out on a limb and saying I'm just tacking this on. I mean, I already don't buy from them, but this just gives me another reason to be like, cool. Remember that time? So hopefully they at least. I mean, they bought the stuff, right? So it's not like a group buy; it's already there. So like, I'm sure they're going to try and sell it. Maybe someone will like the fact that it's just because I think on a 60% you can at least get away with not using the novelties. As Lang said earlier, the FRO, there's no replacement for the FRO keys. Like you have to use the novelties.
Wait, really?
Um,
I didn't even notice that. Oh my gosh, you're right. Support split backspace though, by the way.
hey, split backspace.
I,
But yeah, I think it's
See, I get what you're saying, Kaz-san, about I think we're looking too much into it, but that's what they should be doing for the things that they are presenting, because you know that there are going to be people who are going to look into it. We're talking about a community of people who, when they get a keyboard and there's a hairline scratch on the inside of it, they're upset, right? Like we look for everything. Why would you not look at this and say, yeah, this is probably good to do in the current climate, or really ever, right? Like, not even just current climate, but ever. Like, why would you make this and purposefully do these things? There's a ton of other novelties that you could have done that would have given the same childhood vibe, the childhood experience, that wouldn't have put the same, you know, expectation
Yeah.
or same style of thoughts into it, you know?
Yeah. So anyway, with that information, do what you will with One Up. Someone said they found it on KBD Fans as well. Do what you will with that information. You're free to make your own decisions. I don't plan on buying it because, one, I don't like the color scheme. I don't like pink and blue. That I don't like that version of pink and blue. But also, don't really care for the novelties. But let's talk about. We briefly touched on some IP infringement, and we had an interesting situation occur in the last few days. We can backtrack to, why don't we backtrack to PR? So what did we talk about with PR recently?
1 second, because there's
Yes.
something else. It says, just by having pink and blue, they would have triggered people, sadly. No, not true. Look at Fuyu. Look at GMK Noel. I joked when Noel was running.
Mr. Sleeves.
Mr. Sleeves. I joked when Noel was running that it was GMK gender reveal. Bento, another one. Like, the colors can exist. It's the other things that exist within those colors that could cause issues. 8008-2. You could literally do a gender reveal with 8008-2.
What's the gender of our baby? I don't know. Open this GMK keycap set and find out.
Like, it's not just the colors. It's like it's everything. It's all encompassing. It's the sum of the parts.
Is that a challenge?
Also, if you're going to do a gender reveal, doing it with 8008-2, that's a safe way to do that. Cracking open a box of keycaps.
Yeah, as long as you're like cracking it open like in the safety of your own home.
Yeah.
There's no fireworks involved.
No
There's no
explosions, no
aeronautics,
fire,
explosion.
no.
You're safely planted 2 feet on the ground is a good start. So, but what did we talk about with PR? Because we've touched on PR a lot.
Sorry, Hex got me with that
How
one.
How many guns can you open?
Sorry, what was the question?
What did we talk about with PR recently?
Oh, just like we talked about recently about the new GMK changes with how IP infringement works, and we talked about how what's going to happen when a designer finally inevitably goes rogue and is just like, fuck it, I'm going to do it. I'm going to do it for the memes. I'm going to do it to get back at someone. And it's been all but what? 2 weeks?
2 weeks. Yeah. So I've been curious to know if it would ever happen. It kind of happened during Necro. That was the last time where we saw like a vendor or a designer start kind of, I don't want to say going off the rails, but she was giving not very PR responses by stating, my color calibrated monitor, whatever, like that. Long time ago, it's in the past, and that was after something that had already finished. This is something that was barely even had started. So yes, N95 neon. I got COVID on the mind with N95 masks. Was a set based off of a Nike shoe. Is the Nike Air Max 95. There was a recent rerun of a colorway called the Neon. And the set was heavily based off of it. It kind of had some lime vibes to it, with the kind of it was lots of gray with touch. I mean, that's what the shoe was. It's lots of gray with touches of I think they call it Volt green, but it's kind of like a lime green, electric green. And we saw a designer kind of go off the rails. The designer told many people, this is not meant to be IP infringing. I'm not using any logos. Colors are free to use. It is heavily inspired. The guy claims that not claims, I presume he is a sneakerhead, and talked about how his intent was very much like, I'm not infringing on IP. I am trying to kind of honor what I think is an iconic shoe. Good God.
Why do you, dude?
It's
I don't think I
anyway.
could tell you the last time that I had my phone on like a audible.
I have to have it. I have to have it
notification.
on because at work right now I have to lots of communication. Anyway,
It's okay.
So it was a pretty cool looking set. I don't know if I would have bought it personally, but like at least as a set, it was cool. I appreciated the connection to the sneakerhead culture. I myself, I guess I'm a self-proclaimed sneakerhead. I have a lot of shoes. I don't like full disclosure, I don't like the Air Max 95 neons.
Also, there is a Nike Dunk high top that had this color like 10 years ago.
Yeah.
Like, and I had it, and it had a neon green swoosh, and it is a fade from white to like the dark gray. And I had it, and I was trying to look for a picture of it, but I couldn't find it. But it looks great. And I love it. And I liked this set. I thought it looked cool. It was simple and it was clean. You weren't forced to have full bright neon, but
so what happened? All right.
so goofed.
So he was not transparent, as they say. So he went to the Z Frontier area. He went to the other side of the planet and was talking in their forums and saying, yeah, I'm infringing on their IP. Fuck Nike. They're a shitty company because they deal with this and political stuff I'm not going to get into. I don't want to touch on the politics of this, but there is a political side to this. Feel free to do your own research on this. But he was basically saying, I plan on sticking it to Nike by infringing on their IP, and they're not going to get any money of this. Well, guess what? People talk. I don't know why they would say this and write it down publicly for all people to see, and they used their own name and all that stuff. But guess who found out? Cannon Keys.
Yeah.
So when you're telling one group of people there is I'm clearly not trying to infringe on IP, and you're telling another group of people, down with Nike, I'm going to infringe on their IP because lols. That creates it creates a rub.
Yeah, I mean it's just like it's one of those things. Why? First off, like why even go after? Like why? Like I understand people don't like Nike. They're definitely not like the bright and shining star of companies to follow. But we talked about this earlier of like it's not really like what are you achieving here?
Yeah.
Like at the end of the day, yes, the community is getting bigger and it's getting to a point where it has some impact in the world, like legitimately.
Oxy 100%, by the way.
But yeah, like you're poking a bear that literally what was it? $35 billion is the worth of the company.
Yeah, we were looking up how because there's money and then there's like literally fuck you money, and some people were saying it was a joke.
It doesn't matter. Don't joke about it.
Yeah, don't joke about it. Like that's just like, because guess what? Even if it was a joke, congratulations. A really dumb joke just cost you a key set. Just cost you what could have been a dream to run this set. Maybe I don't know about all the other vendors if they have decided to pull out or not. But Cannon Keys obviously was going to be a big part of that group buy. I spoke with Upas about this. He did release a statement on Instagram about it. All vendors have pulled out. Okay. The set is canceled 100%. So that I assumed, I just didn't want to make the statement. So I'll read what Upas told me. It's very similar to what the Instagram post he said. I don't care if you're joking, sarcastic, trolling, etc. You need to respect IP rights in a court of law. Seeing the text, let's violate copyright to retaliate with Nike. is not going to go over well, even if it was being said in a joking manner. We just don't want to have to deal with that sort of thing. Sure, Nike might not sue us, but if they did, that could have been used as ammunition. We'd rather not get dragged into that. Also, we want to work with designers who respect IP rights. We never wanted to cancel a set. So much time and effort goes into making a set happen before it goes live. And as lead vendor, Cannon Keys took the majority of that work on. We personally loved the set based on an iconic sneaker, but we also can't work with designers who are going to add undue risk to Cannon Keys. And that last sentence is so important.
Well, because it's at the end of the day, right? And we talked about this yesterday when we were together about how it could be flipped the other way. When you are a designer and a vendor takes on your project, whether it's a key set, a keyboard, or anything, they are taking on the risk of running it, the expense, and all of that. They are bearing that load. But in this day and age with IP, they're also bearing the load of if something happens, it's not going to come back to the designer necessarily. It might in small ways, but for the majority, it's going to come back and it's going to go on the people who actually sold the product to the people themselves, right? That's why Lil Nas X isn't getting sued right now over the shoe. It's the company that released them that's getting sued over the shoe.
Yeah.
Right. And
or sorry, you go.
I was just gonna say in a keyboard, it goes both ways, obviously, right? Like if a keyboard or key set vendor runs your board and it sucks and they take forever to do it, it makes you look bad, right? And you have to, reset yourself in the community and make yourself better because you have that stigma towards you. But like, come on.
I don't get it. The whole thing. Real quick, shout out. Let's get some Mechs on horns. It's Hellbent's birthday.
Ooh,
Hellbent,
happy birthday.
Awesome artisan maker. If you guys haven't seen his work, give the Mechs on horns to him. He supplied us with some awesome giveaways, some awesome Mechs on deck themed caps. And he's going to be on Artisan April here in the next few weeks. So happy birthday, Mr. Hellbent. But yeah, back at it. Kaz brings up an amazing point too, which is what was he planning on doing? Like, what was your big, like, I don't like stick it to them. Like, I'm going to make a bunch of money. Like I don't get it. I personally don't get it. What this brings up the question of is, someone, Gnarly Charlie for you asked, like, I wonder if this guy's ever going to get it. Not with Cannon Keys. And guaranteed not with a lot of the bigger vendors. It'll be a minute before he's running another set. It's going to have to be 100% not themed. But what this does, this hurts a lot of newer designers because not drastically, but does this mean now that we're going to see a vetting process for some of these vendors? Because now I know Upas is kind of going like, all right, like obviously a joke, but like, all right, Rensuya, what do you got? Like, at least if you're going to design a set with IP, you're going to go through the proper channels or you're going to release a set. But like, what do maybe Rensuya is not the best bet there because of Avatar, but that was the before times of GMK. Now we're in the after times of GMK, but is there going to be a vetting process now? Because that's a huge risk. What if this had happened 2 weeks into the group buy? That's a shit ton of orders you're having to refund. This happened. Upas was extremely lucky that this guy went and ran his mouth like the day of.
Right. I mean, it's also one of those things we don't fully, like, you're asking, well, what was he doing? He wasn't infringing. I don't think we fully know if like exactly what could be infringing. Like, there's a lot of weird things that like Nike have like copyright and patents on, like that they could say, hey, you can't do this, right? Whether it's something in the logos kit, the novelties kit, whether it's something, I doubt it's something in the base kit, but something in there could be there too. It could have been.
I mean, literally calling it 95 neon could have been enough.
It's like when you when you're a vendor, when you've basically remove yourself from being a regular person in the community, whether that's doing something like this, making content, becoming a vendor, running a group buy, you at it's not like it used to be. When you do that now, you have removed yourself as a normal person, and everything that you do is watched.
Mm-hmm.
Everything that you say, people will see. Other people will get told about what you said, and it's all going to come back. Community internet's a big place. Gets smaller with the community, gets even smaller with these micro communities of Discord servers, vendors, content channels. It all shrinks down. Things go, and information spreads like wildfire.
Yeah.
Don't be an idiot.
Don't be. As I said the other day, you always have the option to shut the fuck up. You always have the option to not say anything. Starstone brings up a great point. It sets a good precedent that designers are representing vendors and their attitude / what they say have consequences. Will we see contracts now?
Yeah.
I think we will. I think we should. There should be a contractual agreement, not just on money, but how you present yourself to the community, because how Upas and Canon Keys wants to be presented to the community, because you're representing Canon Keys, versus how maybe Garrett at Omnitype wants, and maybe Mike at Novel Keys. Maybe there's something different from each of these people, but should these vendors be looking into going, hey, we need to have a contract that states you're not going to go around running your mouth. You're not going to go around trashing this. You need to be respectful to people.
There are contracts. There are already contracts, but I think they may be
amended to.
They may be a little bit more intense. It's going to get to the point where it's going to be a full process that are like 360s in a sense, not in like a you do anything I get money, but like all encompassing of, for this specific period of time, you do something that reflects negatively on this or could damage the profitability of this product, then we can cut ties. And it may be to the point where sometimes it's like we cut ties, but we continue to own and we can run the profit, and you basically surrender your profit from it and your cut. But I mean, yeah, I think it will. I hope it does.
I think it's I hope it turns into situation. It's like, if I'm going to run your set and then after the set's over, you start running your mouth, I'm like, yeah, well, fuck you. I'm not going to give you your money. Like, because in this contract, here we go. And so, yeah. And as Ray Kuza says, there is a lot of money moving through this hobby.
Yeah.
And,
we don't want vendors to hold designers hostage.
Yeah.
In a sense, like I don't think that's healthy or good, but like don't hold their money over their head being like, you can't say anything that you want. But like, there's obviously a fine line of like, don't be a fucking idiot, right? This guy was like regardless of his intent, regardless if he was joking, if he was pandering, that's fucking dumb. Like, come on.
I would just never even bring up IP. But now again, I think this is another hit of like, we're also going to see we're tightening the reins on what is IP infringing. How much is it? Wouldn't be surprised. I'm sure Upas has a line of people, a line of sets ready. Is Upas going through them all and going, okay, what are these sets too infringing on IP? Because guess what? If Nike comes after Canon Keys, bye Canon Keys.
And every person that's watching this that is designing a set for the first time or wants to design a set should look at the situations like this and be upset, because this is going to make it harder for you to get to the point to where you can run a set with companies of the likes of Canon Keys, Omnitype, Project Keyboard, Space Cables, like the bigger vendors that are the Novel Keys, pulling the weight in the community as far as keycaps that are going to put your name out there and propel your design. Things like this, first time designers, it hurts them, because Upas knows if he hits up Rin and says, hey, I need a set for this month, Rin knows what stipulations he has to fall within.
Yeah.
We've seen it before. Omnitype had White Wolf go down. he made his own set, right? He had something he could throw
Pushed
up, and red
something.
line happened. They have to do this, and if they, it's going to get to a point where they either have these core group of people that they're going to work with, and it's going to be, you're not going to be able to get in unless you have something like a Dracula where it comes in and people are super stoked on it.
Yeah. This is and to add the icing on the cake. This is the hobby we're in now. It's too big to not be doing stuff. You know, it's too big to not be worried about how people act, how people portray. There's too much money. There's too much money to be lost now. Back 2 years ago, there wasn't enough of that. You know, when there was, you know, 3 years ago, it was one set maybe a month for the entire community. Everyone kind of rallied. There are expectations now of how you have to act, how you have to exist in this hobby, and that's because of the amount of money. Whether or not you like it or hate it, Kono will run it. Exactly. There you go.
I honestly forgot Kono was still a website until GMK Fox released, because that's the first thing that they've run where I'm like, that's actually a good set. At least in a while. I just stopped paying attention to them. But yeah.
Yeah, it's the hobby's changed, and we have to change with it. And whether or not you like it is up to you. You have the option to leave the hobby. If you don't like how the hobby's turned out, you have the option to leave or be less a part of it. And sorry if you don't like the changes, but you know what? As Letterkenny says, away she goes.
Away she goes. Yeah, I mean, it's an interesting time. And we have to grow together. And in order for these companies like Canon Keys, OmniType, Novel Keys to continue to be the figureheads of the community, they have to be on the straight and narrow. So that way, when someone tries to come in and just throw down the big dick money, because it will eventually happen. We started to see it with Glorious is trying to kind of come in a little bit, but they're not big enough to just come in and just slap down and take someone out. Like, realistically, Corsair wanted to. Corsair could come in and just buy up Novel Keys. They have enough money.
Yeah, everyone we talked about that a few months ago. Everyone has that price,
right?
There's a price on everyone. If someone came in and was like, I want to buy a Mechs on deck, there's a price.
Yeah,
there's absolutely. I don't know what that price is. We've never discussed it because it's never going to happen. But like, I am sure there's a price where Osiris and I would go, or Eric and I would go, you know what? I kind of like not the idea of not having to worry about money for the rest of my life.
Yeah, right. Yeah, I mean, it all takes a price. Like, these bigger companies could come in and just completely change the hobby. And we don't want that. We want the vendors that we have here to be able to continue to be vendors in the hobby and not get pushed into months and months of legal battles because some dude was an idiot on a Chinese website making jokes that were in poor taste.
Yep.
Like, so, come on.
Well, at the end of the day, 95 Neon is dead. I'm going to put my personal twist on this. I'm sorry. The 95 Neon, stop calling it an icon. There's so many more iconic shoes than the 95 Neons. I'm just saying. I had an argument with Upas about this. I was like, Air Max 95s are not even the third best Air Max shoe. Like, come on. We could have picked a better one.
Like
95 Dodge Stratus.
Yeah, why the Air Max 95? Why not like an Air Max 90? Like, that's 90, the
91, 97. Fuck, people like 270s more than 95s. Like, whatever. Anyway, that's my own beef with that. But hey there to love it. The underdog's not on top this time. But yeah, we'll see how this goes. You know, it's been a tough way. I remember I sent Upas a message and said, "You've had a fun day." New Balance 504s. There you go. Easy. GMK shape ups. Dude, that's great.
Yes.
Give me them shape ups.
With the giant heel, the like 4-inch heel.
Heel and then like an even wider.
Wasn't it like Joe Montana that was like the face of the Skechers shape ups?
I think it was. Maybe I thought Tony Romo eventually went to Skechers though.
I think so. I think it was like
I
Joe
don't think he was the
Montana.
first one, but I know Tony Romo worked with Skechers at some point.
Half the chat's like, who the fuck's Joe Montana? GMK
So
Birkenstock, gross.
hell yeah, dude. So there's your dramas. Hopefully, it's been a fun week. I told Upas, I was like, I just love when the drama, when Mechs, like when stuff, I was like, I'm sorry you're dealing with this, but thank you for making Mechs on Deck so easy this week. just they just kept stacking. So, okay, Zoomers, there it is. So let's talk. Let's see our brackets.
Yeah, let's take a gander.
Let's move on over to guys, exclamation point MM21. Go check it out. Mech.madness on Instagram for voting. We're in the thick of the third round for keyboards and key sets. So
we're gonna do key sets first.
Key sets first. All right.
Keyboards needs to be second. So
do you mind streaming this to me?
Oh yeah. No, you can't see.
No, I can't. All right.
Let me set that up real quick. It's this one. Go live. All right. So key sets. Do you want to do it like you did last week and show our bracket where we are, or just go through the matchups?
We can just show our bracket because it should show matchups.
So we're doing pretty bad in key sets.
Yeah.
We are ranked.
At least we have a decent score potential though. We can still
We do. We we kind of got screwed over by SA Godspeed losing to GMK Godspeed right away. And then EPBT Cool Kids losing to GMK Posh, which I was not thinking would happen.
Yeah, that was unfortunate. But it happens, right? That's as we've been saying. Way she goes. Minimal. It's minimal, right? It's going to
keep going.
Minimal's going to keep going. It's probably going to be in the top 8, but it'll probably, as we kind of talked about, Minimal and other sets like Minimal, they have a peak, and their peak runs out when a fire set comes at them.
Yeah. Big surprises as we get into like the second row of matchups from last week. JTK Night Sakura taking down GMK. So we've got a JTK set that is still in it, going up against Botanical, which I believe Botanical did take that down today.
Yeah, Botanical's going far too.
And then Modern Dolce Light coming in, looking like it's gonna win. Shoko, we had it losing to Dark, but then we get into a little bit of a rough time.
Yeah, Hennessy went through, and then obviously Copper went through. Yeah, we missed 4. I honestly thought the TKC stuff would have performed better. Islanders still going strong.
Pastel didn't even.
It got snapped out of existence. Yeah. So Lucky Jade was up. I don't think Lucky Jade has gotten much further. Honey Ishtar, yep, going through. Pono versus Kuro Shiro, still going through.
Pink on Navy versus Kuro Shiro.
I thought, I'm dumb. Sorry, I always say Pono and Pink on Navy because it's just PON, and I always get those two mixed up. But Deep Navy going. Excited about that one. That's a set that I'm probably going to be really upset that I missed, that I didn't buy in on.
Yeah. A big surprise from last week, Laser losing to Apollo. We had that going a little bit further. And then, so now Apollo I think Apollo is going to win against Aurora Polaris, what is going up against today.
It was not looking good for Aurora Polaris.
Yeah,
so
Laser losing wiped heaps of people away. I definitely agree with that.
Yeah. So Nord cleaning up. it was interesting because Yuri is such an interesting set because a lot of people love it, but it just sells poorly, which is so strange. But Metaverse and Grand Prix cleaned up today. So what was that? ThinkCaps won, right? I believe.
No, ThinkCaps
Or
lost to
ThinkCaps.
Rudy.
Okay, that's right.
So Rudy's still on the run of a lifetime after selling only 350 base kits and barely making MOQ in a time when another keycap set sold 6,000 base kits. How is it still alive?
People like it,
but we'll see how it goes. It's going up against Rainy Day to I believe that matchup will be tomorrow.
Yeah. I think a lot of these are going to be tomorrow.
We got Nautilus and Bushido, correct? Which is nice. Mudbeam took down Red Dragon, which is, I think, interesting. Ursa, no surprise there.
Yeah, absolutely.
What were you going to say?
I was just kind of, I was going to say Mudbeam. I was genuinely shocked when it was pretty skewed.
Yeah.
Too. Like, I think Red Dragon caught up some towards the end, but I remember at first it was not looking good for Red Dragon at all.
Absolutely. So. Modern Dolch R2, which I think is our winner. We have that, and it's still going strong. Space Cadet 2 also going strong. It went up against an Enjoy PBT set. I feel like this is foreshadowing of a complete and utter domination that's about to happen.
Yep.
Cat Mizu destroyed Cat's eye.
Cat's eye.
And is going to get... Cat Mizu is going to continue demolishing other cat sets. Just going to keep happening.
It's the cat killer.
So,
but moving through, sorry, my screen went black for a second. Redline looked good last week. This thing was Skyline or Skyrider performed poorly. I mean, it was close, but what can you do? Bleached, no surprise there. Bleached, it's a black on white set. It's going to do well. It's probably going to go decently far. Excuse me. Amethyst, people like purple. And then what was that? Ashes beating Deku. I was shocked about that one. I thought a lot of people liked. So good job, Tyson.
Yeah, we had Deku going quite far. So Ashes like not only beating Deku, but like demolishing,
like
Deku.
Punching it into the ground.
At Toeworks Keycaps, thanks for stopping by. Appreciate it.
Heck yeah. Be here tomorrow for the Artisans. SA Dual Shot, cleaning up. GMK Taro, I kind of went out of order. Taro versus Noir, very close, tight race there.
The influencer influence, trying to push Taro out.
Couldn't finish it though. SA Sale losing to Extended 2048. Don't think Taro's. I think Taro's gonna wipe the floor with that one. As like I said, SA Dual Shot moving on through Classic or Finer Things beating Classic Red. I was genuinely surprised. I thought people were not the most thrilled with Finer Things with how it shipped. So
yep. Sculpted Bliss winning out against Fuyu. I don't know why we picked Fuyu there.
I think we just picked GMK over SA.
Or no, we picked Sculpted Bliss. I don't know.
Oh, okay.
I'm dumb. Big dumb.
It happens.
Darling winning. I expected that. Islander also winning. Expected that. Redacted winning. Hell yeah. Let's go. We had Bread beating Classic Blue. Bread is the food of the people. It is the body. If you're into that kind of thing, and it lost. Yep. But Hallyu is still going strong. Yep.
And then Cat Space Cadet took the victory. I guess we got that one, but yeah, after that, Masterpiece, 8008-2, Hammerhead, Black Lotus, all very, nothing too surprising there. Of those, it's those four. That's going to be a tough bottom side of the bracket.
Yeah, it is.
But I think 8008-2 is going to come out, but it's a tough side of the bracket.
Yeah, just so you can see, chat, what our final is: Botanical versus Modern Dolch R2, and I believe we have Modern Dolch. I'll have to
scroll. Score potential's up there, so we could have the late We could be the late bloomers.
Yeah, we could get there. I think all of our finalists are still going strong, which that's what you want. If you lose a top 4 early, then you're really screwed.
It's over. It's over.
But
so
do
and then we had a couple sets today. We had a couple sets, or did we already go through the ones that happened today? Okay. So I had short-term memory.
It's okay. It's okay. Keyboards.
Keebs.
There's a big one that's already on here. This isn't our bracket. Let's look at our bracket, because our bracket's bad.
Our bracket's not great.
Well, it's better than our key set by a significant margin. We're at 102.
But our score potential is
not
as good.
Our score potential, because there's less matchups, because there's less.
True.
But our score potential relative to the top is actually pretty okay.
Yeah.
Considering someone's in 8th and they have a lower score potential than we do.
Yeah. Late bloomers.
So let's start off. We'll start off with today.
Yeah.
With what happened. Well,
7v cleaned up. 7v cleaned up.
There's a red strike here because we didn't think that something would get through the Tengu, which was the squid, which won by 11
votes against the Tengu.
And then won by 17 votes today against the Zenith. Congratulations.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you to everyone who voted. It's crazy, just the difference in numbers of votes. I think we'll touch on, there were some pings in different discords. Because again, the rule is you cannot incentivize anything. So I could not, or Omnitype or Iron could not say, hey, if this wins, we'll do a giveaway. We can't do that. I was very clear to every time I mentioned it. I was like, the only thing you can get is me being happy.
I mean, we didn't say anything about it until today, I think.
Yeah, I literally messaged Starstone and I said, what can I say? And he said, you can tell people, hey, go vote. Like, go vote. You can tell people to go vote for your thing. So thank you guys. I do believe this is where the magic trail goes. But Squid made it to the Sweet 16. I'm happy. It's an honor just to be even talked about with the other 3 boards that are in that thing. And the fact that we get to go against the 7V is pretty cool.
Pretty freaking sweet. Again, congratulations. I think so far the Squid did have the 2 closest battles to date. It is crazy if you look at votes. Like, these are averaging like in the high 2800s, whereas the previous rounds were like 1200.
Yeah.
So I think props to Starstone and everyone on the Mech Madness team in getting the channel to grow a little bit. So that way more votes, it's getting closer to the vote totals that we had last year. Obviously there's a lot more followers and everything. It reaches a little bit more people when you have the power of the Omnitype, following already baked into that. So good to see. It was
cool to see that, like, it's like 2 titans clashing, right? Bauer 2, Iron 1. Ooh, it was fun to watch. So, and then one, here, as I'll take one from Osiris. The cyberboard falling to the Kara. And I think a lot of it, Kara had a sick picture.
It did.
The Kara had a sick picture on the cyberboard. While it was a good picture, there's nothing wrong with the picture. To me, the cyberboards, it's hard to capture everything about the cyberboard in just a picture. It's definitely more of a video. So who won between Bauer and the Iron? The Bauer won. But it was, that was kind of a, it was like, who's going to go there between that and the 7V. So
I'm flipping out of our bracket because it's hard for me to read.
Yeah, it is hard to go through. So, but moving back into the round 2, let's see. We had, the canoe.
These all happened last week.
Yeah. So the canoe, because I think that's where we left off was the top 4 from round 2.
Mm, okay.
But we can kind of go over the highlights. The canoe winning, KBD 67 losing. I was shocked by that. I thought the KBD 67 would have done a little bit better.
Yeah. No surprise with the number 1 Rev 2 winning against the JO2. I will
Tough
say
fight.
it's pretty close. Surprise
fight.
there. Dalco 959. Let's go, Porsche boys. Let's go. What's going against the number 1 Rev 2? It's probably going to die.
I think that's where Dalco wraps up.
Hey, Vega continuing its tear. We'll see if it can win against the next winner. The Alpine absolutely destroying the EU isolation.
Yeah.
EO
87 continuing. I think it's going to meet its match because the Infinitum just stomping on the Lyra.
Dude, okay. Talk about what is possibly the worst picture in the entire tournament. Infinitum. You can't even see the keyboard. It's just the bottom.
Oh, yeah, the back, right?
Come on.
Still going though. Still going strong. Moon Tower winning. Moon Tower, one of the best pictures of the keyboard bracket. So still going strong there. The TGR Jane going up. That'll be an interesting thing. I think the Moon Tower, if the Moon Tower can win that, it can go really far.
Yeah, I think it's
going to be tough.
Yeah, I think
it's going to be very tough.
Adelie 50 winning over the Diamond 65. I think a little bit surprising.
Mm-hmm.
Wait, isn't the butt of the Infinitum the main selling point? Yeah, it is, but it's like it's still a keyboard. I want to see the keyboard a little bit.
A little both.
You know, profit beating time fully. I think on the picture, the time shows the clock, shows the face. It shows that nice picture where it's got the face in the front and then the butt behind it, and you can see the clock. It wins. I think it goes way far, but the profit takes it out because it just was like 2 pictures of the top of the board. I know I just complained about not seeing the top of the board, but you got to mix it up. Give me both. Constellation just stomping, straight up Goomba stomped.
One of the biggest victories. Absolutely. So Elongate taking it, another big stomp, a very close one. The Tend over the Jaguar. I was actually surprised. Good job, Tend. 60% taken out of TKL. So that might be okay. So that's probably the biggest victory. Literally over 1,400 vote difference. Space 65, which we have going very far. Over 77. Granted, that was never the case. It was going to lose by a shit ton by either the Space 65 or the Godspeed 75, because it's kind of a pre-built versus a custom. So, and then the Andromeda taking it up against the Hex.6C, huge win there. No surprise.
Yeah. Mode 80s U80A sequence 2, both really close. I would say that's really close.
Yeah.
U80 winning out. 60% Chew takes the hard L from the Fiel round 5. And then the Plume's still going strong. The Texas boys are out to play in the Moon Tower and the Plume 65. Let's go, Texas.
Oh, and the Squid 60, bro.
And the Squid
Double
60.
Texas.
Dude.
Double Texas.
Well, triple, because Moon Tower.
Yeah. Well, I'm saying double because both myself and Blind Assassin are from Texas.
Oh, true.
All the Texas.
But yeah.
Slipline tearing it up against the IDO Bow. ID80 V2. The ID boards could have taken better pictures. Vulcan, the Maha is going far. It's going well. Did great against D65. E7 V2. Love that picture with camping. It's kind of surprised over this of 65% by that much, but I mean it's a great picture. And wrapping it up, Vertigo taking out the Mako TKL.
Thank you for the raid. Holy crap. Appreciate it. Holy crap.
Heck yes.
Thank you so much. Hope you had a fantastic stream. We're just kind of going through, wrapping up bracket, just talking about the
fact that we're late bloomers on the brackets.
We
2-3 weeks, we'll start doing better.
kind of surprised about the Maha. I think it's winning because it's so many keycap sets are winning on it for some reason. Yeah.
It's also a cool looking board. Like it's just unique. The top half of the bracket, I mean, it's just how it is because it's completely random. It's the most fair it can be, a completely random. Top half, I think, is a lot stronger than the bottom half. The bottom half just doesn't have the same weight that the other boards have. So, but yeah, again, guys, thank you. I did not anticipate the squid getting. I didn't anticipate the squid beating the Tengu, so it's very cool to see. And when the 7V rightfully snaps us out of existence, I will be right there to say congratulations to Gawk and Novel Keys. Also, apparently that board is supposed to ship soon.
You might be screwed. But like I said in the channel, you could put when the polycarb runs this weekend on 3D cubes of the Baka 60, you could put Mech Madness 2021 contender because you're still in the running.
I will still be in the running.
So you could,
at that time. So that'll, it's Davis, that's on you.
If the squid wins, do we all get squids?
No, because that would be an incentive, and I can't even joke about that, sadly.
Is Baka replacing Tengu as second prize? Dude, listen, the Tengu is still a great board.
Tengu's a solid board. All right. And shout out to Ninja Pirate. I don't know if you're in chat. I think you were earlier. Shout out to Ninja Pirate. Took the picture, found the picture, and I was like, it's two things. It's already a great picture, and Lang, great friend, got to use his set. So very cool to see. But guys, what time? Ooh, do we have everything set up with the new logo? If not, that's
no, I totally forgot about the new logo.
It's all good. We're growing through our new stuff. Gonna have but it is time for keyboard of the week.
Yeah, absolutely. We've got quite a few submissions, which is nice. Obviously, this is a little bit easier because we're not asking everyone to go outside to take pictures this month. We're just asking you to take a picture of a board that has an artisan on it so we can go through it. Let's take a gander. Because first up, we got a bang.
I'm loving what I'm seeing, by the way. Guys, if you are for those who are who have submitted specifically like Gnarly Charlie, please note which picture you want us to review, because we're only going to review one for the actual calendar shot. So for those who don't know, keyboard of the week, we had it last week. It was just a competition. This year, a little more at stake. We're making a calendar, and every month we'll have a theme, and the winner of each month, boom, that's the picture that's going to be used on a calendar, which we will be selling sometime in December. So this will run through November, December. Osiris and I are going to do something fun with the December month. We started this in February. As a shout out to the Wazowski, it will be the January picture from last year's victory. So what are we starting off with?
So yeah, this first one is not by Alex, as some people in chat were saying. This is by Mr. Dutchmaster. This is I don't know what keyboard this is. This is a metal rectangle with a couple artisans. That's the focus of this. The Constellation. Someone's better at identifying rectangles than I am, and people give me money to sit here and talk about them. Oh, that's a little sad. I feel bad.
It's a rectangle from up top.
Hey, true. I guess I wasn't wrong. But bad.
He saw the build. All right, he cheated.
Okay.
All right, Neck Mauler cheated. He saw the build.
But we've got a Bad Chat artisan, a La Plastique artisan, and Ungodly Designs artisan here in this picture, and man, does it look great. Finicky Aether also looking pretty good here with the desk mat to boot. What do you think?
Definitely some mad Alex Odos vibes. I'm out of focus. Come on, camera. But it's cool. It's got your reds, purples, and blues. I love that the artisans match the case. Anytime you can get the artisan to match the key set, whether it's intentional or not, looks great. this set's probably one that you can also grab a couple laser artisans with. It'll kind of, you can do a lot with a little. Fantastic board. So Finicky Aether, one of the few Finicky sets that came out really well.
True. It looks really good. Not a big fan
So,
of the font personally, but I think I like the gradient.
Yep. So next up is Capta Maniacs, which is a up and coming artisan maker. I am very fond of them. So they make little Chewbacca caps, little Chewy caps. So very cool to see there. Lots of different designs. They also have, I think it's called the kink or the kinky cap. There is a ball inside of a mouth on an artisan, and what you decipher that to be is up to you. Lots of artisans on this board, though, with what looks like maybe a type of Olivia, and the legends don't show enough.
Like
It's definitely like a different, yeah. But usability, gonna give you a 0.
Yeah. But cool
artistic
factor,
ability, 10.
up there. Yeah. These are pretty cool. I like the little chewies. They're cute. Let's zoom in.
I'm excited. I have been in talks of getting a few of these, because the second I was sent this, Ginley Bean actually sent this to me, and I hit them up and I was like, well, I have to buy your caps.
Yeah.
So, and then they've been very, very, very friendly, and they're like, yeah, absolutely. Like I'll make you whichever one you want. And I was like, it pays to be named Chewy. I am paying for them, by the way. This was not a gift situation. But and they've got the grumpy cat. They've got some really cool stuff.
Yeah.
So
I mean, even the kink ones are like as cute as someone with a ball gag in their mouth could be,
How do you submit photos? You can go to our Discord, !Discord, and it will be on the KOTW section under Mechs on Deck. It should be towards the top. So what do we have next? We have kind of a close-up shot on this one.
Yeah, this one's all about the artisans, which is what we're going for. This is Static Ages NZ Caps collection on a Switch Couture Alice. And man, these are cool looking. Very detailed caps. Like when you zoom in to this, you can really see all the little nuanced details in these caps. I particularly like the skull underwater. I think that's a really cool vibe that's going on there. But yeah, these aren't too like crazy colored or anything, but yeah, they look super clean.
It's unique. It's with a plain white on black set. Lets the artisans pop. Switch Couture Alice. So I've always loved the Alice boards because it's got the show off. It's got the artisan color. So just love when you can do that. Next up, we got Streaking Bison, with showing how many artisans can I fit on an NK65. Thank you. We have we got the Pokemon caps, got a Bad Chad duck up there. We have, what's that cat's name? Oh man, because it's the same guy that does the owl.
Alpha keycaps.
Alpha, yeah.
Salvador.
Salvador, thank you. Salvador. Thank you. We've got some Gengars. We've got some Kohlrabas from Archetype. Archetype's going to be on tomorrow. Some more Gengar. So lots of cool caps on here. Got the NK65 in purple. Looking like a Game Boy with some Pokemon on it.
Yeah. Fits a vibe. I feel like this is not what his keyboard typically looks like. If it is,
Probably
then
not.
Interesting choice to have the Salvin caps that are on the wrong row profile on the wrong rows. Words are hard, by the way. These little essay Pokemon caps, they're so freaking cute.
Right.
Like,
they're awesome.
Squirtle is just like the cutest thing ever, and same thing with Charmander. You can keep Gengar. He's not my favorite, but Bulbasaur.
No, Gengar's not my Bulbasaur's lit, dude.
Yeah, dude.
Bulbasaur's
if
lit.
you trade out the Gengar for Pikachu,
yeah, it's game set match.
Yeah,
OG.
Let's go. Yeah,
so
looks good.
Simple but clean coming up.
Absolutely. This is Palm Whale and GMK Mizu with a Bad Habit Caps Tiki Artisan. We'll get in close so we can take a better look at this Tiki. And I think this looks super clean. You know, the palm whale looks kind of like Arctic, you know, looks like a
Yeah,
giant hunk of ice. Throw Mizu on there on the Mizu mat. It all comes together. This is
I think
super,
this
super
was.
clean.
I think this board was submitted for keyboard of the week last year
Oh, yeah, it
at
was.
some point. So yeah,
It
yeah.
definitely was. It went up against another whale. It went up against Max
The
F's whale.
purple, yeah, the purple whale. Yeah, I love it. You know, keeping it simple, keeping it clean. It's, you know, sometimes you don't want to overdo it with artisans. I think this is the perfect one where it just shows off just a little bit of color, little accent pop there. So I really like that. Next up, we've got Miss Elevision, Miss Keeb Noob. Follow Keeb Noob on Twitch. She does some awesome streams. This is her recently built SM Keyboards Alice style board. We've got a bear and the bear claw from CYO. Um, and what I know, we've got the names of it with Jim K. Hennessy, the Ambassador, a Geocaps, and a Happy Cactus, and a GTB Serious Love Bandit. So some very cool artisans on here. I love the simplicity, the gray, the whites, the reds, the blacks is just clean.
Yeah, super clean. It looks good. This all kind of fits together. I like it. I like it. Also, man, I miss CYO caps being a thing.
Yeah. Sadly, he has retired, but his caps live on.
His caps live on. Absolutely. Up next, we have got Jeff Leopard's Heinebush Ibis prototype, classic retro Cyrillic, and a fancy little bongo cat. One of the cutest, if not hands down, the cutest artisans in the community. The bongo cat by Hello Caps. Good lord, those things are so dang adorable.
Yeah, I mean it's a bongo cat. Well, it's like bongo cat. Enough said.
Yeah. Discord did me
Discord
dirty.
didn't.
Yeah, true.
It happens. It happens. So next up, G Willa just started getting into artisans. That's what we want. That's what this month is about. Get more people into artisans, support artists. We have, I don't know exactly what board this is, but we have is it Digit Void, Purple's Dark Top Loveless, a blue sparkly Lichen, and the Cheshire, the Purple Blast Cheshire, a systematic. All very, very cool. I love the Cheshire Cat. I think that's probably my favorite of these, and great with the matchy.
Yeah, absolutely. Also, props on the Zap desk mat. I have that
Yep.
desk mat as well. I love it.
Hell yeah.
It's a PC Maha.
Maha.
There we go. All right, we got next up. This is Gnarly Charlie for use TMO
top
50
one.
V2. Man, this looks freaking
I love this.
good.
I love this. Anytime you can get two of the same color but a different version of that color to pop off of each other. Ooh.
Yeah, this makes Ursa look so good. Also, that keycap, the stone keys stump. It is so adorable.
And it's
snaggletooth.
perfect. It's perfect. It's a tree stump. It kind of goes with the whole woodsy vibe. I love it.
Absolutely.
So we got two more. We got Mr. DD Decline submitting his Teal 45 ATS with a Key Labs Freezing Glare Corvus. Again with the matchy. You've got the split ortho with arrow keys. I don't know how you type on this. I watched you type the other day on an ortho and it didn't make sense to me. But this is clean.
Yeah. Other than the layout making my head hurt, this looks great. I love the artisan. The freezing glare Corvus looks fantastic. I also love the color of the board itself. I think it's a really cool looking color. And Cat Eternal came out great.
Yep.
It came out great.
And last up on the night, an obliterated 75, a board you've got some experience, close and personal experience with. GMK Noel with, was that a Teal and Oro Rosa Stachio by Tiny.
Oof. These both look great. You can see there's the there's the Rosa or a Rosa, and then the teal one's a little bit out of focus.
Rosa, Rosa, Rosa. Sorry.
Yeah, this looks great. And this is what we were talking about. We talked earlier about gender reveal sets. Literally could have been gender. This could have been GMK gender reveal.
Yep. So,
but yeah, looks great. Obliterated 75. It looks awesome. I love the two-tone.
so tough decision.
What do you
Because
think?
a lot of these are really good. I don't know. I'm bouncing through a lot. I think there are some really, really good ones. I do really like the Capta Maniacs, but it just makes me feel like pain to think about typing on. Let's go. God, this is tough because there are three that are really sticking out to me. I'll say the three. I really like DD's. I like the Teal 45 ATS, the Freezing Glare Corvus. It looks clean. I also like the desk mat. I really like the shout outs to Elevision. Her thing was her Alice, her SM keyboards Alice layout board is great. But I think I'm gonna go with Gnarly Charlie 4U's TMO 50 V2 with Ursa and the Stone Keys Stump. I couldn't get away from Ursa.
Okay. Let's see here. Man.
It's tough because there's a lot of good ones.
I'm gonna go with the where is it? Let me find it here. I'm gonna go with the whale.
The whale, just clean and simple.
It's just clean. It's like,
right.
I like artisans, but this is how I appreciate my artisans more often than not. I have my Rama M6C that doesn't get used but sits on my desk still every day and has a whole bunch of different artisans on it. Yeah, I use that just sits on my desk. But if I have something that matches a keyboard, I like it to be all matchy. I love this. So yeah, that's my pick.
There it is. So before chat, I want you to say the number 2 or 3. So next week, because we have some good boards and we said to throw a lot of artisans on there. So we're gonna have a minimum artisan count for next week's. So do you want to do 2 or 3 at minimum?
What do you mean? I don't think we should do that at all.
No, you don't think we should do it at all?
No,
because I don't want because I don't want us to feel like, because we both picked one with one, right? And I don't want, while both of us prefer usually 1 or 2, I don't want that to deter you from being creative and adding a bunch, because I don't want any personal bias to go.
Yeah, okay.
So 2, just for the next week. For next week, say minimum 2. More people are saying 2, so minimum 2. Just to keep it spicy, keep it interesting. That's gatekeeping, bruh. Static Age is the people's champion. So, and are you getting the poll or am I getting the poll?
Yeah, I thought you were doing it.
Okay, yeah, I figured it would. So we got TMO.
But
what was the name of that artisan from the Mizu?
From Mizu, it's going to be the Bad Habit Caps Tiki Artisan.
All right. So we're going to do 3 minutes. We're not going to do any additional votes. So 3 minutes on the clock. It's at the top of chat. If you're on phone, it's going to be at the top of chat. If you're on PC, it'll be, or on your computer, it'll be at the top of chat. Quick shout out to our sponsors while you guys are voting. Big shout to OmniType. OmniType is currently running GMK Blurple. Very cool blue and purple set. That's why it's called Blurple. So make sure if you want that set, go pick it up. You can go to mechsondeck.omnitype.com, help support the channel. We've got Project Keyboards. You go to mechsondeck.project.link for a very unique, very cool set, DCS Delftware. It's got some of the most unique, what's the word I'm going for? Sub-legends that I've ever seen, that I think the hobby's really ever seen. So as DCS Delftware, mechsondeck.project.link, canonkeys.com/mechsondeck. It is the last couple days that you can get in on this $79 steal of a set of EPBT aesthetic. Just if you want a great looking set with great compatibility, go check that out. GMK Fuji also running still on there. They've also got some switches, some cool desk mats. Practice 65s popping back up. Dark amber switches on there. Another great choice. I know Cyrus got to use them for a couple days with the Bakaneko, and I used them for like half a day. Really, really enjoy them. Just can use a spring swap, personal opinion, but that's canonkeys.com/mechsondeck. And then Kinetic Labs, if you need a quick set, a quick and inexpensive set, they've got some key sets up there. If you need lube brushes, you want to try out some different switches, maybe get some different colored Yak Polar Pandas in there. They've got your key set storage. They've got switch containers, lots of cool stuff from Kinetic Labs. What about our partners?
Yeah, so our partners, first up, we've got Zap Cables. Head on over to zapcables.com. We stand and we swear by Zap Cables themselves. I know they're doing custom runs periodically, which they haven't been doing for a while. So definitely check that out, as well as the aforementioned desk mats they have. They're a little bit longer than your standard desk mats. So definitely check those out over there at zapcables.com. HypeBeast, go to typebia.st. He has been dropping hints that he's releasing a new newsletter that's going to be very large. So be on the lookout for that and get signed up if you're not. Oh, he did. I didn't see it yet. So
it dropped today. Yeah.
Oh, well, you want to get signed up so you can read it. I haven't checked my email today, so I didn't see it. I'm a bad partner in that. I apologize, Starstone. That's on me. Smith and Rune, go to smithrune.com. The Smoky Polycarb Iron 165s have been confirmed that they're happening as an in-stock buy later this year. That's the best place to get information about it, as well as you can get dripped up head to toe in Smith and Rune. So check that out over there. And then 3D Keeps, pick yourself up. They got a little bit of everything over there. And they've got a special event coming up this weekend. What's running on Saturday at 3D Keeps?
The Baka 60 is back, and it's in plastic. It's in a polycarbonate. So Baka 60 is going live. There are 100 units. It does come with a case, thanks to 3D Keeps hooking up with a nice foam care, like one of the more not hard shell but soft shell cases. So happy to see that. Don't tell everyone. 100 sets, first come, first serve. It's going live at noon Central Time, or as she likes to say, at noon Texas time. So be sure to check that out. And while you're there, do the group buy separate. But while you're there, she's also got the DBZ lube that we are just all about now. So check that out. This might have been the closest I've seen a Keyboard of the Week voting battle.
It was pretty close, wasn't it?
It was very, very close. At 12 votes over 10 votes. The Ursa said gnarly Charlie 4 use TMO 50 V2 is going to take this week. Guys, submit your pictures. We say don't submit the same pictures, same board. Maybe move some artisans around, change it up, different lighting, boom, completely different picture. You probably could fool us.
Absolutely, we definitely could. We don't remember everything we see because we see a lot of keyboards, but yeah. So again, appreciate each and every one of y'all hanging out tonight. I think it's about that time we find someone to raid. But you know what we have now that we haven't had before, and this is the first time for us to use it on a stream,
on a normal
stream.
Normal stream. Thank you, Jinly Bean. So real quick, tomorrow, Artisan April kicking off. So come tomorrow, Prime Caps with Frank and Lisa, and Archetype with Mech will be joining us 8 p.m. Central Time tomorrow. And then no stream Saturday. Cyrus has been going hard in the paint the last 3 weeks, so he's won the day off. I'm going to be busy at noon for Baka 60 reasons. So no stream Saturday, but tomorrow, Artist in April, Prime Caps. What are we doing now?
We got ourselves an outro. Well, not an outro screen, but we got an ending screen. So we're gonna be closing up shop for the night, but we'll be opening up again tomorrow at 8 p.m. Central. So come hang out with us again, and we'll see you tomorrow.